Hey puppy people, it's Cindy Scott with Dogs Etc. Dog Training, and today I wanted to talk to you a moment about our favorite holiday coming up. I say that ironically because it's the dog's worst holiday, and that's the 4th of July. And I realize a lot of dogs, especially rescue dogs, this can be a very traumatic day for them and for their owners because they know what's coming. So I wanted to give you a couple things to help your dog through it and to help you through it, or to help you help your dog through it. So, first and foremost, to get over fears, any fears, there's 2 ways that we can go about helping dogs and other organisms over fear. And the first is flooding. And the flooding is not something I recommend. It's very effective in certain cases. Flooding is where you just flood the organism with the fear-provoking stimulus. So if you were afraid of snakes and I'm like, here, catch, and I throw a bunch of snakes at you or put you in a room with a bunch of snakes until you would be so used to it, you would just calm down and give into it. Now, of course, the problem with flooding is that you can cause trauma. And if it provokes too much stress in the organism, then you're actually making matters worse. Flooding is very effective with little puppies. We do a lot with little puppies with the socialization, with the pass the puppy exercise that we do in puppy class. But even then, we're always looking for signs of stress. The last thing you want to do when you're trying to get over a fear is to make the fear worse. So flooding is not something I would recommend, especially if your dog already has an issue. And even if they didn't, flooding is something I would only recommend attempting with the help of a professional that really knows what they're doing. Which leaves us to choice number two, and that's systematic desensitization. And the problem with systematic desensitization is it takes time. There's no immediate gratification with this one whatsoever. But the good thing about systematic desensitization is it works. It works, but you just have to be patient. It's our lesson in patience is what it is, and that's not always good. I'm the least patient person in the world. I want it now. But that's not going to happen with getting over fears. And especially the longer your dog has had these fears, the harder it's going to be to get over them. You know, old habits do die hard for sure. But systematic desensitization, what we do, it's right there in the name, it's we systematically or slowly or gradually desensitize them to the stimulus. So for fireworks, for thunderstorms, other loud noises, what we would do is play at a very low level, like volume 1, YouTube some fireworks videos. Volume 1, play that for your dog, okay? If they're relaxed and not showing signs of any stress, then you would crank it up to volume number 2. Crank it all the way to volume number 2. And if they're good with 2, then you go to 3, 4. You see where I'm going with this. But if they show any signs of stress, you literally dial it back again, okay? And signs of stress, it's not that your dog is panicking or freaking out. Signs of stress could be anything, mild forms of stress like yawning, lip licking, pacing, even just freezing and not this. Thank you, Rudy, for demonstrating. He's clutching his Kong too. It's so cute. He's got his little Kong in his arms. This is relaxed. If your dog is doing anything but this, dial it back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, very slowly dial it up. So play those YouTube videos, have Alexa play some fireworks noises, and just keep at it. Bonus would be pair it with something pleasurable. So throw in some classical conditioning for good measure here. So that would be while the YouTube video of the fireworks is playing, you're feeding them some snacks, some really good treats. You would feed them dinner while it's going on in the background. So not only are they getting used to it or desensitized, but we're also pairing a positive to it. So it's almost like, oh, well, I like the fireworks because that's when I get chicken, or that's when I get a peanut butter Kong, or that's when whatever, something good happens. So it's that positive association with that sound or that stimulus, whatever it is. Right now we're talking about fireworks, but this could easily be used for something else that your dog is traumatized with or has been traumatized with. So, so systematic desensitization is the way to go. But again, the drawback is it takes some time. So it's not an overnight fix. There's no quick pill that we can give. Even pharmaceuticals, tranquilizing your dog for the 4th of July is not always a good option because now your dog is panicked and fearful and drugged, which in some situations can actually make them more panicked. So, so I really, hate to recommend that. That's something that's a question for your veterinarian, of course. And then you have the CBD oils. There's a lot of anecdotal evidence that CBD can be very helpful. And again, before you give your dog anything, I would definitely talk to your vet about it as far as if it's safe for your dog, what the dosage would be for your dog. I would definitely run it past your vet. But I have heard a lot of anecdotal evidence that CBD is good or helpful. Personally, I've tried it. Personally, I've tried it. Yeah, it doesn't help relax me. Nothing helps relax me. But with the dogs that I've tried it with, I really haven't seen much difference using it. Absolutely, you can try it for sure, but again, I would just run it past your veterinarian and make sure it's safe. I've heard every possible worst case scenario out there, so please just, be safe. Safety first, as always. And then, of course, you can do things or should be doing things like, muffling the noise as much as you can. Closing the doors, the windows, curtains, whatever, anything to drown out the sound, and then play some loud music, play a loud video or movie, something to drown out the noise or as quiet it as much as you can. Okay. And practice now. We've got, gosh, it's coming up fast. So we've got about a week here to work on these things, try these things, put these things into practice. But definitely be moving towards next year. It may not have enough time to have much of effect for this July 4th, but there's no time like the present to start for next year. So, so systematic desensitization. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have questions. I don't think anything's going to wake this dog up. He has adapted really well to his new life. That's all I can say. This dog, I've never seen a rescue dog adapt so well to living in the lap of luxury. So anyway, happy 4th. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.